How's it going, everyone? Pretty excited for this track with NF and Hopsin. Really having some expectations here that this is going to be pretty dope. Hopsin storytelling, making you think, making you question, and then NF doing equally, maybe even a better job of doing that, asking you some pretty deep things, making you sort of reflect on stuff that maybe you don't want to reflect on, but it helps bring it out, helps you kind of put how you're feeling into a song, into a creative aspect, so that you can probably deal with it a bit. Not sure how this is going to go. Like as you probably know, NF doesn't swear in his music. Hopsin definitely does. But I've thought for years that Hopsin has certainly had an encounter with God. It's something that I've picked up in his music from day dot. And I remember when I was going through a phase where I wasn't really like living for God. So there's like this little fly thing flying around. I wasn't really like living for God, but I knew God was real. And I felt like I was able to relate to Hopsin in that way, because he was not really living what some may say was like a active sort of Christian lifestyle or whatnot. But some of the things he was talking about were definitely things that only someone who's encountered God can really speak with such passion and understanding. And they were real subtle. Like, they were real subtle things. Some of them were real obvious, but yeah, like other things were just real subtle. And that was cool for me. Like, I was like, wow. It's really relatable. And then it's almost like now NF in like a different stage of my life where, you know, NF's a Christian. He doesn't promote himself as like a Christian rapper. Like, he's not out there rapping about the Bible and God and stuff like that overtly, like, but subtly in his lyrics and the things and the topics that he talks about. Well, so far anyway, I've got no idea what this song's going to be about. Here I am saying all this. Who knows what this is going to be about? But NF's forming, he's changing as an artist. Like, I think that he's stepping into almost like where I think God's calling him. You know, I just pray that NF will be able to hold his ground and his integrity, his beliefs, and all that kind of stuff when he starts getting into the ring with the big boppers of the music industry. Like, I think that you can only go up from here, and I don't think NF's going to be happy with just staying mediocre or staying sort of only, half known or whatever. Like, I think that he wants people to know him, and he wants people to understand that he's good at what he does, because he's good at what he does. Like, he's smart, he's clever, he's tricky, he's witty. Like, he's got the package, man. And like, and he's relatable. I think that's the coolest part. And I found that with Hopsin as well. Like, just the vulnerability, like, such a key thing. Hey, like, vulnerability. If you don't have vulnerability, like, no, if you don't let your guard down, how's someone else going to let their guard down? These artists are putting themselves out there, letting their guard down. It's allowing people to open up, allowing them to express even what they're feeling through these other people doing their music. So anyway, that's enough for me rambling on, but I'm super pumped for this, Like, both these artists are so dope. So really hoping this is going to be sick. So let's get into it.
Look, self-awareness, pride's a coat, and yes, I like to wear it. Buttoned up, don't like to let no air in, with a pair of gloves that I hope doesn't perish. I discovered though when I get holes in them, and I let joy in, I'm in higher spirits. My mistakes are like a screaming parrot, just repeating lyrics. I can barely bear it when I'm lost. Road is narrow, I'm looking down it like a gun's barrel. Aren't we all searching for the serum that could help us breathe and leave our state of peril? All of us have made defensive scarecrows that we scatter around our fields and treat like heroes when they scare away the things that...
You know what's funny? I'm actually way more hyped for Hopsin to come in than NF at the moment. Like, I'm listening to this, I'm like, all right, come on, bro. Like, move aside. Like, I want to hear Hopsin's. That's actually interesting to me, because I actually thought coming into this, I was like, oh, NF, then Hopsin. But I've heard NF, I'm like, bro, like, but I've never heard Hopsin on an NF track. Like, to be able to bring, this is going to be cool. I'm hoping. I've got high hopes, Hopsin, bro. You better kill this, man.
Should cherish, cause we're too embarrassed to admit the fear is that we're lost. Yeah, but what does it matter? I get too combative. Inside of me's a person who canvas. The pain can be flat. I get messy when I start to get rattled. The heart of a savage and quiet when I lurk in the shadow. But something on that up, I don't wanna be over dramatic, but look at the data. It's obvious that humans are fragile. We tend to get mad at the ones that call us out, but the fact is we need someone that'll be honest when we fly off that handle.
That's hectic. How many times do we want to push the people away that are like calling you out for things, and we just suck up to the people that make us feel good and just let us go on carrying on, man? But NF's always talking about it. He's like, I'd rather have people in my corner that are going to check me. And he said that in his songs before. Like, so many people get offended so easily, man. But like, you got to have people in your life that are going to pull you up and help you get back on the track, which is what NF's always speaking about, which is dope.
I throw a fit when I begin to unravel. Keep out, but the fact is we need someone that'll be honest when we fly off that handle. I admit I throw a fit when I begin to unravel. Keep my wits been off the grid, but now I'm back in the saddle. My intent is not to rant, I like to own what I value. I can take you on the fence and maybe pick up the paddle. I like to roll against the current, that's the way that I travel. Opposite of what the grain has got the brain of a rebel. Take initiative, I'm diligent on every level. I never can settle, I like to keep my foot in the pedal. Yeah, I love to pack arenas and all, but what I really wanna do is learn to handle my thoughts and put the reins on them, show them I'm the one that's the boss. I'm pulling back when they get out of hand, I'm breaking their jaws. I'm taking the flaws, they told me I could never revolve. Then pull a bane on them, ask them, you think you're in charge? You ought to know better, ain't no way around it. I'm flawed, the traits that I want. They say I can't afford what it costs, but I manifested this. Failing's how you grow and learn your lessons, kids. Take the worst and try to make the best of it, cause when you fail, just know that it's a test. And if you can learn to pick yourself back up again and train your brain to not be such a pessimist, it's okay to make mistakes, just don't forget that there's a high road, but I skip the exit when I'm lost.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's like a way different tone. I feel, unless I've full heard that wrong, but I feel like he was actually encouraging people not to be a pessimist and that there's a way out when you're feeling negative. Not that he said that, but that's me saying that. But that's like exactly what, I swear that's like what NF does. Like he takes the negative energy and he uses that to kind of like, I don't know, like I feel like he was almost talking about like the light at the end of the tunnel for once, which was kind of cool. Instead of just allowing you a platform to be able to relate with what you're going through. It's kind of like, okay, cool, we've gone through this, like, what's at the end of the tunnel? I'm going to play that back because that's what I got. Like, maybe this is because that's the way I think.
But I manifested this. Failing's how you grow and learn your lessons, kids. Take the worst and try to make the best of it, cause when you fail, just know that it's a test. And if you can learn to pick yourself back up again and train your brain to not be such a pessimist, it's okay to make mistakes, just don't forget that there's a high road, but
nice.
I skip the exit when I'm lost.
That's dope. That's hectic.
Yeah. When I'm lost. When I'm lost.
Hopsin's Under the Snow.
When I'm lost. When I'm lost.
Yeah, boy.
Lost.
Wow.
Yo.
These burdens are heavy, and I'm hoping it don't bury me. I used to be joyful and skip so merrily, but now I'm too cautious and tiptoe carefully. My mind left, and it's nowhere to be found. Am I a big old parody? Cause it's no fair to me. And now I'm at the point where I'm spending $1,000 a week on hypnotherapy. Look, I'm trying to wash away my sins. I got a group of loved ones that ain't my friends. And if I ever take a nail, then they might grin. And they all wanna see me stay in the cage I'm in. So when it come to anybody, there's no trust for no one. Man, so what? My whole plan's to go nuts. My shoulder's ready for most drugs. I'm gon' judge anybody trying to enter my circle with no love. My sanity's gone, I'd rather be torn from this planet they planted me on. Your stats a reward. I'm actually bored with having it so hard. It's torn apart from a family that I don't have anymore. Man, hold up. I was living so oblivious with millions. It really was a pity, huh? A pity. It's kinda funny what a penny does, mixed in with a mini buzz. I feel stuck. Life got me by the neck with a blade against it. Cause I was running late for the train and missed it. The only thing I feel is pain and vengeance. So I'ma act out like a raging misfit. And every verse I lay gon' stay sadistic. You wanna hate me? Good, great, terrific. You'll never see the day when my anger's dismissed. You better go and change your wish list. Cause manifested this. Do not treat me like some adolescent kid. I am praying to the Lord with the book of James, hoping he go at my testament. This dark cloud, that's my residence. Demons knocking, I don't have to let them in. I done made mistakes day to day, you probably can't relate. I just ain't the same when I'm lost.
That was hectic.
Yeah. When I'm lost.
I feel like the best part of his whole verse was when he was talking about being on his knees. Oh, I don't know if he was on his knees. I can't even think if he was talking about being on his knees, but opening up the book of James, like, that, I felt like that was powerful for me, because, like, that's, yeah, wow. This is so interesting. I actually, like, this is very interesting. I actually had higher expectations for this. It's still it's still got 20 seconds left, but pretty sure that's it. But it's sick. I always find the first time I listen to anything, though, I'm still processing it. Similar with Clouds. First time I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is sick. Gave it, like, probably initially, like, I couldn't even give you a figure because it's so long ago now, but But then I kept listening to it and I was like, nah, this is way better than the first time. So I feel like I'm going to pick up things more and more as I listen to it, but I was expecting way more high energy. Like I was expecting a lot more passion from Hopsin, probably, and from NF a little bit as well. Very interesting not to hear Hopsin swearing. Yeah, I'm just going to finish this off.
When I'm lost.
Actually, I want to go back to this chat.
Have to let him go at my testament. Change your wish list, cause I manifested this. Do not treat me like some adolescent kid. I am praying to the Lord with the book of James, hoping he go at my testament. This dark cloud, that's my residence. Demons knocking, I don't have to let them in. I done made mistakes day to day, you probably can't relate. I just ain't the same when I'm lost. Yeah,
that's mad.
when I'm lost. When I'm lost. When I'm lost. When I'm lost.
Wow, that's a sick ending. The cool thing about NF, when he brings out these tracks and these albums, these mixtapes, is when you listen to every song in order, like there's always a really good flow. So I feel like Clouds, Lost, like all this stuff, it's gonna really all fall into place once you hear the album. Even in Clouds, like I remember he mentioned, he's like, I've been holding on to a song as long as, I can't remember what he said, but obviously that line will make sense when you actually hear the album. But I'm rambling on, feeling sick. This is like the most productive thing I've done all day. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my reaction. Tried to be a little bit more vocal, tried to be a little bit more reacty in this one. Pumped for the album. Not sure if I'll keep reacting. It'll depend on, I guess, on what comes out. I don't know. I got no idea. This is all very new to me. I just love watching reactions, and I've got a mic because I do music as well. So I do other stuff. I haven't got anything out to share with you, but I do my own music. So I've got everything that is needed, and always watch people doing this stuff, and I'm like, why not? So can't hurt to try. So anyway, see you later. All right.